Hey everybody. Before we get to the main speech, I wanted to give you guys a little preview of all the prep that it takes to go into making sushi. So I've created a quick time lapse of everything. Right here I'm washing the rice. Rice typically has impurities and a little bit of powder on from the milling process, and here we're just cleaning it off so we can have perfect rice. Right here I'm measuring out 2 cups of water. This is the same as what I used for the rice. In my little rice cooker, we have a preset sushi mode that I'm just going to select and start it. Cucumbers are essential to anybody's sushi experience, whether it's California rolls or salmon cucumber avocado rolls. I'm going to cut it down, peel it, scrape it out, and then chop it into little cucumber sticks. Right here, I'm chopping some green onions. This is my favorite part. We always want them as thin as possible, so it really gets me to practice my knife techniques. And then moving on to the salmon, I've got some Atlantic salmon. This is sushi grade. One of the important things is trying to find out where you can get sushi grade salmon in Denver. I've preferably found Whole Foods does a good job. H Mart, there's one in Westminster. They carry a variety of sushi grade fish. I've seen salmon, yellowtail, mackerel, even some tuna, and it's all pretty decent quality. And what you'll see right now too is I'm actually removing the skin off of the salmon. You kind of just get your knife in just a little bit, and once it's in enough, you can just pull the skin back, and there it is. The final step in the salmon preparation is give it a little bit of a marinade. I just have some house sake right here, and I'll be just dipping the salmon in just enough to just get a little bit on the outside, and then I actually have some seaweed that you'll see here in a second that I use to kind of put it in between the salmon. And seaweed actually has an umami flavor. Umami is kind of described as delicious in Japanese, and it gives that extra tastiness that you often might have with salmon in a sushi restaurant. And don't forget about sake, as long as you're 21. I pulled the rice out. It's done. It is really hot. You'll see me probably drop the bowl a couple times, but I'm going to get all the rice out, and then you'll notice we pour rice vinegar over everything. This rice vinegar is seasoned with some salt, seaweed, and sugar. And then lastly here, I am mixing it all together. And then once this is done, I'm going to let it sit for a few more minutes to kind of cool down to room temperature so we can use it for sushi. The fish has been marinating for about an hour now. I usually like to let it go a little longer than that, but for my video I had to do it as quick as possible. Lastly, just trimming it up a little bit more. I've actually left some of the skin on. Often sushi places will do that. It's actually a good sign of the chef's sushi skills. I've measured my fillet 4 fingers long. This is how long you want your pieces to be for nigiri and quite often for rolls. And then, as you can see here, I'm just shaving off a little thin slices at a time. This is what I'm going to use for my nigiri and rolls. Lastly, you guys are seeing me filleting the mackerel that I've purchased. And then here in a second, we're going to move on to my poke salad. The poke salad, yellowtail, snapper, salmon, tuna. Very simple too. Just a little bit of sesame oil, sesame seed, green onions, soy sauce, and occasionally I'll throw a little extra grated ginger in there just for some extra flavor.